If you have not liked and subscribed, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click that bell button. Also, if you are in the social media, I have all my social media link in my bio description below. Twitter, TikTok. I make a lot of educational posts, and also I post charts and whatnot, which is not feasible in YouTube. So do check it out. Follow me over there. If you are interested in my course where I go over everything about options and mostly theta strategies you can do to make money, you click the link in the bio. So today's topic is how to find the next Tesla has been like 10 baggers, right? Literally I've seen a lot of like Tesla literally produced a lot of millionaires, and I actually made a lot of money. I think like I made most money in Tesla. And so I'm going to talk about like how you find the next Tesla. So what were the characteristics of the Tesla? A lot of time it actually gives you a clue, right? So what if you look at like a lot of the companies like Tesla, and if you look at the Apple, right? If you look at the Apple long term, let's say we'll just look at the Tesla all-time high, and actually like everything happened this year only. If you look at the chart, it was literally slipping from 2013 to almost 2020, and somehow kind of COVID helped Tesla or something, but literally this year's has been crazy, and Tesla from $74 to 8, so it's almost 8 baggers right here this year only, 800%. And so kind of talk about what are the characteristics, like what should you really look into it, right? Like how do you find the next one? I think like if you invest in Tesla right now, again it will probably go up a little bit, but you won't get the gain you could get in some other stock maybe, right? Tesla's market cap, you got to look at the market cap is Tesla market cap is 771. Again, it can go to 1, maybe 2 billion, maybe if they really perform well, maybe 2-3 billion, but it has to stop at some point, right? If you're talking about 3-4 billion, that's still like 3 or 4 times here. But if you talk about like that's literally Apple and Facebook combined, they got to produce a lot. They have to do perfect execution. So we are not gonna go over whether Tesla can do that or not, but we're gonna go over like what are the characteristics. So what are the characteristics, few things, and what should you look for next kind of Tesla, and maybe we'll kind of go over a few company I think can be literally 5 to 10 bigger. It doesn't have to be in other terms, like it doesn't have to be like literally $1 trillion company. You can pick any, and if you get like 10 baggers within a few years, that's great. One thing you gotta know is in investing, you need to have a conviction, right? You need to believe in Tesla, because Tesla has a lot of rough year. If you remember last year only, like a lot of analysts were telling Tesla is worth zero, like they're not gonna do anything. It's going to bankrupt, right? Like there was a day, and Tesla was literally, I think it was still around like $200 pre-split. I actually remember I added few stock at that time. I was like, there's no way this is like Tesla has come that far. Either they will get some acquisition or not gonna go bankrupt. And man, like literally everything changed in 2020, and 2021 has been great too. So I think that's more about Tesla, but we're gonna talk about more. But let's talk about something. One thing, if you notice, is Tesla was kind of setting up for like really like longer base, right? Like look at that, it has been consolidating in this kind of like 29 to 60-70 range for multi-year, like literally 5-year base. It was really consolidating, literally broke out from there this year only. So that was one thing. Other than that, always look at the overall market, right? Like what's the TAM, what's the total addressable market of a company? If you look at Tesla, EV was a niche market before maybe 2000, 2015, even 2017, 18. EV was a niche market. It was pretty small market, but if you look at that, there's pollution increasing, and also fossil fuel is they're gonna kind of extinct one day. Maybe we have 50 years, maybe we have 100 years, different models say some things, but even if it extincts in 100 years, we need to have some alternative, right? So EV car, electric cars were one, right? So it was a really big market. If you look at the automobile itself, it's a trillions and trillion dollar market. Like, and if you look at a lot of emerging country like India, China, right, they are pushing hard for the EV market. One thing Tesla had was it has a great like big TAM, right? And the other thing is they definitely got the first mover. But more than that, what do you, I mean, those were the things. And other things is always look for some visionary leader, right? Like Tesla, Elon Musk. Like Elon Musk is a single guy who literally created SpaceX and Boring Company, Neuralink, and I don't know, man, PayPal. A lot of companies. Like he's a genius. I think he's literally Albert Einstein of 20th century, 21st century. And the other person I think I really admire is Steve Jobs. Like his perfection to the perfect and how he took it to the Apple, right? And other things you got to look at it, something product, right? Always need to some visionary product. Like Tesla is not only a car, right? It's a lifestyle. Think about it. Like people's the people's who driving Tesla, they love about it. They love everything about it. I mean, you can see there's a lot of channels in YouTube where they just post about Tesla cars or whatnot. There's new features, so they made literally one industry out of it. So that's huge. So you have a huge crazy fan base, right? If you think about Apple, it's the same. There's people's like literally, I mean, Apple can come up with a brick and they will buy it. Like that's that big of a fan base. You know, so a lot of, I mean, you gotta look at some product which is new. Think about like Netflix, right? What did Netflix did? Netflix, like literally it created a world like Netflix and chill, and literally changed like what you're doing Netflixing, right? It literally it changed the culture, it changed everything how we do kind of. There's a lot of streaming service, but Netflix was a pioneer and they did it. So so enough about like what you look outside, but what price point you should look. One thing you should always, I think most of the 10 baggers, I would say you should look is basically like maybe 5 to 10 to 50 billion dollars, right? Think about it, like, and if it has a TAM of let's say $1 trillion TAM. For Tesla it was exactly at that point. If you look at Tesla's market cap, it was around like 50 60 billion, kind of hovering around like right in the beginning of this year, which was perfect, right? If you have a 40 or 50 billion, like even if it 10x, it's just 500 billion, which is reasonable, right? If something really like innovative come and it's the market, the addressable market is really big, it's kind of doable, right? So that's why, I mean, right now you can invest in Tesla, but probably it's not going to be, again, this may not everything's gonna work out, you lose. But think about like even if you made like 5 investment and others kind of remain same and you made 110 bagger, your percentage will be huge. So that's how you got to look at, not everything will be successful. So what market cap? So one thing we look, market cap is between like 5 10 to 50 billion dollars, like 50 60. It could be a little bit if you really the market just closed, but that's something, right? So the other thing is yeah, it needs to be huge addressable market, pretty big, right? And few other things I would say is basically can slim, right? So it needs to kind of if it's doing the can slim. So what is can slim? Can slim is a major technique by James O'Neill from the Investor Daily. He created, literally he studied a lot of charts, a lot of stocks, and kind of found that like these were the characteristics of stocks which are kind of going really higher. He studied tons of stocks, and what he found was common in those stocks were those can slim. So what is C stand for, right? C stand for, I'll probably make a whole video about can slim in other day, but I'm a big fan of this can slim. And basically C stands for currently earning per share, right? You want to see earning per shares increasing 20%, right? 20% quarter over quarter. Also you want to see annual increase for the annual revenue increase of 20% or more for last one. Bigger the better, right? But you want to look at that. And third thing is new product, new management, as I talked about before. Like new product, what is new product? So if you look at Tesla has cars like EV car, like autopilot, like there's none of the cars that there's Google's and other company testing, but Tesla was the first mover. They created it. Other okay, others is scarce and supply, right? So basically there's a huge demand, right now. Tesla, you had a like almost like 5 to 7 weeks or something, right? But kind of like wait time. But I think oh, okay. Sorry, sorry. This was not that scarce. I totally missed it. But yeah, the scarce. It's scarce. It's basically missing like company kind of repurchasing. I wouldn't really put a lot of weight on this. I mean, if you look at the Tesla never shared repurchase. They were like kind of doing offering, so which is quite opposite. But others kind of exactly fit in canceling in a lot of other things. Laggard. So you want to look at like whether it's a laggard or the it's a winner or loser. Kind of look at the overall trend and whether it's above the SPY, QQQ, whatever the industry. Is it the leader in the industry, right? And other is institutional sponsorship. Are the institutions holding? The thing is like to move a stock, retail cannot move because retail is really tiny percentage. You are like 5 or 10%. There's some some delta hedging and whatnot. A lot of options kind of can play some roles, but still the retails, the majority, like if you want to measure move, you need institution sponsorship. So that's there. And other thing is determine market review market average or market average and yeah, you want to look at the market overall direction of the market. If you look at the 2020, it was a great year for the not only Tesla, a lot of the companies made 200 300%, right? So these are the few major things, right, you want to look into. And some of the stocks I actually think which does have like huge TAM. One of them is T-Dog. And T-Dog literally had a wonderful day today, and nice cup and handles, and kind of broke out from there on this June itself, like right around like 85. But if you look at the daily, uh, yeah, today it had like, I think today was like massive day today. Literally look at that, from 10 it went up to 28, a little bit faster move, but really big move. The volume is not huge. If you look at that, this day they had a huge volume, but volume is not I mean it's above 20 days, but not huge, but still great move. If you look at the market cap of this company, still 33 billion, still 3, right? It doesn't even need to 500 to 10x. All it needs is 300 billion, and they are in a healthcare and tech, right? And think about it, healthcare. So healthcare, you gotta go to hospitals and everything, but with more and more modern tech and everything, there's a lot of kits where you can literally you can blood test your at home itself and whatnot. And as we time, as the tech advances, I think like all those kits will be a lot cheaper. So basically it will be like you ordering things from Amazon. You could order things online, you kind of plug in, you check it, you withdraw your blood or whatever needs to be done, and kind of upload, and maybe doctor analyze it and kind of tell you right there. Think about it, it serves a lot of pain. Like you don't need to go to hospitals, you don't need to do so. And the other thing is like healthcare is a huge industry, right? Healthcare is a huge industry. So I think one of the, and I don't think there has been much innovation done in the healthcare space. So definitely thinks T-Dog is placed, and it's perfect can slim stock. If you look at a lot of like relatives did really well, and a lot of other things kind of. And if you look at the chart itself, right, it had the all-time high of almost 250, and it sold off with the Livongo kind of merger. So I think like merger, again, just like the CRM kind of drop, but overall I think it's kind of coming back, and I think it will break out of that all-time high as well. With the merger, they're really aggressive in merging the smaller company and a lot of the bigger company as well, and they are kind of positioning to be the leader in online tech health. So I think it's a great, and it could be really other things I kind of looked at was one thing is I think Square. think about Square. Square is a little bit higher right now, not really like 30-40 billion. It was actually like even this year only it had a quite a nice run, literally from 60-70 bucks to 240 bucks right now. So but think about like Square is basically changing, right? Changing I think Square also kind of they will be have a bank too. So Square will be like online bank. We do have a lot of online bank, but they still run with the kind of traditional mindset and whatnot. But Square has Cash App going on, a lot of things, right? And they are big on e-commerce, kind of integrating and everything. So I think e-commerce will be major. So I have some few companies which are in e-commerce, right? So e-commerce is increasing. Yeah, I mean you'll think like Amazon is already like 1.7 or whatever trillion, but e-commerce is still like I think 20 or 25%. I don't know the exact number, but something about that, right? And if you look at the worldwide, it's probably like 4 to 5%. And a lot of emerging countries, it's just getting started. It's just getting started, and I think e-com clouds will go up higher up. One of the company I see in this is SE, C Limited. This is in Southeast Asia, and I think they are in Latin America too. And look at this, they are like $69 billion only. So they literally were, I picked up some shares around 120, 130, and I've been keep adding, like I added 152. I literally added on this trend line support. I play some calls as well from time to time if I find the chart. But this can be a 10 bagger already, like already 60 70 billion, but I think a lot of room to go, right? Asian market is really young in terms of e-commerce, and it could be another huge potential. I think PayPal is a great company, but I think it's really like already I think the run you probably already we missed it. I like Facebook really good in the mega cap, but Facebook is a big, so definitely you're not gonna. Another one is Melee. If you look at the Melee, same things, e-commerce. Based in South America, they have an office in the US too. Seems like there's some selling going on, which is good if you believe in the company. I literally picked this company right around like I think 8 or 900. No, it was like 1,000. I think around this area. So I think this has a huge potential for that too. So there's a lot of companies. You just need to find it. You need to do your own research, due diligence, and if you really believe in. And one thing is you gotta believe in a company, believe in a story, right? Think about it. Tesla, a lot of people got in, they sold it way too early, right? Because they were not that confident enough. They did not had the their conviction. If you believe in a company, because Tesla kind of went downhill too, people probably like a lot, but if you really believe in, you'd be adding it. So again, it all depends, but I think if you do research and kind of find all those criteria, you can find the next Amazon, Tesla, or next 10 bagger. And that's it for today. If you have any question or comment, comment below. Other than that, thank you. Have a great day. Thanks.